Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, world. Good evening, planets we've never heard of. It is Monday, and it is that time again for Talking Topics with the Three Amigos. Yes, we realize we are 10 minutes late, and we don't give a flying. So there it is, right there, and that's what we think about all of that. Would like to say hello to everyone who is joining in. I have to cough, and there it is. I have placed the link to our Talking Topics with the Three Amigos like page on the Facebook page. So if anybody would like to come in and join us today, feel free to do so. I am here with my brother from another mother, Kyle, and also our amiga, Christina, is dealing with an injury right now. And we thought it would be nice to wish her well on the air and hope that her head is feeling better. She cracked her head pretty hard, and we're hoping that her headache has gone away, and hopefully she won't hurt herself anymore. Otherwise, we're coming in with bubble wrap, full fledged.
Yes, if you could knock on some wood to help her and like not hurt herself anymore.
Here it is right
'Cause
there.
she just one thing after the other, and that sometimes that's how life goes.
But yeah, and it's frustrating enough when you've got CP and you're dealing with all that shit, and then you've got injuries on top of injuries, and she just fell and re-injured her wrist, which took her weeks to get over because that's when you're using crutches and you yourself, Kyle, know this.
Yeah,
You know
it's difficult. It
it
throws
is.
your complete even it throws your rhythm off completely when
Mm,
you are like, oh, like because you don't want to put too much weight. If you're putting too much weight on your crutches, then that's kind of a bad sign. But you have to grip your handles.
yeah.
And if your wrists are out of sorts, it's the pain. If it hurts, it's gonna hurt until you stop walking.
Now
But
I know.
if you gotta get from A to B,
Hmm.
there's no way around it.
Exactly, and I know for a fact if you're a swing walker, which I'm what I mean by that is where you put all your weight on your arms and push up and swing your feet, it really hurts your wrist. And my roommate walks that way, but if even if you're a one crutch, one crutch, 1 foot walker, that's I mean, it's you're still supporting your body weight, and it's excruciating to be able to do that. So what we're going to talk about today, and we're kind of talking about, yeah, my CP is wonderful today. Let me tell you, we're kind of talking about it a little bit already. Is when is the pain too much? When do you go to the doctor? How often should you go? Should you not go? Are you going to be tough and mull it out and say, no, I've got this. I'm a man. I'm strong. I can deal with anything. Ah! One of the most common occurrences I hear is I have a high threshold of pain. Medically, let me go over just a couple things. One, pain is a sign in the body that something is wrong. Now, it does not mean that it's horrible and they're going to have to cut you open. Let me go ahead and say, because I know some of us CP people are like, doctors, oh God, no, don't make me go. I don't like it. It's terrible. They're going to stick me with a needle. Not necessarily. Take a breath, take a step
I,
back. Go ahead.
I mean, I can speak to that because every year when I would go to my orthopedic for the yearly checkup,
Mm.
I would mentally prepare myself for like, this is the time he says like I'm gonna need surgery again.
And I used to do that. Every time I would go to the doctor or a therapist, they went, well, we need to do this, this, and this, and you're tight here and here. And if we cut this and screw this and do this and move this, I'm like, will you stop cutting me open? I don't want to go to the doctor anymore. Just stay away from me.
Yeah, I was kind of a worst case scenario. Even with this most recent physical therapy, I thought for sure, and maybe partially it was because I was basing my experience or, then future experience on Christina, who had already been there a year by the time
Mm-hmm.
I had needed to go back from my situation. So I thought I'm going to get in here and I'm going to be in here over a year. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to work on me forever and ever and ever. So when I started in October and when I was done by February, I was like, oh, wow. you know, What,
And,
you know,
and right off of what you're saying, so there's a couple things I'm going to talk about, and the big one is don't set yourself don't set yourself up for the worst when it doesn't mean that it's not. Two, mental mindset. Your mental mindset of where you are when you go to the doctor is going to play a lot of part in your pain. Okay. And here's the biggest thing that I want to mention with pain. When you hurt yourself the day of, I don't need to go to the doctor. I'm not even hurting that much. You gotta wait. Sometimes you gotta wait for a couple of days for that son of a bitch to even show up. Like Christina, she said, well, she said, I hit my head, and then all of a sudden, I was worried about the big thing with a head injury you got to watch out for is concussion. Not only that, there are other things like internal bleeding. There's dizziness, nausea. You got to see all that and see where you are in the spectrum of your pain. Now, the pain scale that we're going to talk about first. Everybody has a pain scale, and when you go to the ER, one of the first questions they ask you is, "How are you doing today?" And I go, "Do you think I would be here if I was happy? Motherfucker, do you know what it takes to get me to get here?" Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your pain? 1 being the least and 10 being the worst. And a lot of people, you base your pain on your ability to cope with pain. And I think that's where a lot of people make the mistake because I have a high pain threshold. I do not. You can call me a sissy. You can call me a wimp. I get a paper cut. I'm like, God dang it, the world's over. Oh Lord, stat, I'm gonna bleed to death. I'm not gonna say it's that bad, but it's close enough. So realize that the body's way of letting you know that something is not necessarily right is pain. Pain is the number one. And when you get pain, your body automatically kicks in endorphins and adrenaline to deal with that pain. Now, I know some people up here go, I ain't a pill taker. I don't take pills unless I have to because I hate taking medicine. Let me tell you. I don't like it, but I'm going to tell you, when I'm in pain and I'm hurting, when I get to the point of where I got to take medicine, I'm like, this shit better work now. I don't want to wait no 45 minutes for it to take effect. When you're in pain and you're hurting and you wait too long to take medicine, that's on you. We need to open up a little bit and realize I'm hurting. I'm going to take some Tylenol. I'm going to take some Advil. I'm going to take some Aleve. I'm going to take some of the Excedrin, something to make me feel better. Okay? And if you don't take a lot of pills when you're hurting and you need it, take it. Hey Cindy, hey Sean.
right.
Everybody.
My grandma is like that.
Mm-hmm.
With her back, she had back surgery in December, and she was one like she wouldn't take a pain pill till like absolutely necessary.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like, you need a pain pill, grandma? No. And it's like, are you sure? And like you'd have to like wear her down to be like, yeah, I do.
Look, you
Like,
turning black and blue, Grandmama. Here, take the pain pill, please. Just
yeah. Hi
everybody's
Sean. Hi
pain scale
Cindy.
is different. That is why it is so important for doctors to get to know their patients. We're going to
Right.
get into that.
Because my 5 could be someone else's 7,
Right.
or my 1 is someone else's 6. Like you gotta be careful.
See, and
don't underdiagnose it either, though.
yes, that's and you literally took the words right out of my mouth. Literally took. Oh, this is just not. I'm gonna just lay here. I'll get an ice pack, a heating pad, wrap myself in bubble wrap, lay here and fall asleep. Listen, the longer you wait, when you got CP and your body gets stiff and you in pain, you are setting yourself up for old Arthur to come in there quick. And I'm gonna tell you, if he gets in your ankles and the back of your legs and you start getting Charlie horses, guys, check your vitamin levels, vitamin D, vitamin B12, iron. Iron is so important. Thyroid is another one. Your thyroid, if your thyroid overproduces, it can mess you up. If it underproduces, it can mess you up. It's a little teeny pill, and the medication is called levothyroxine. My Emily is on it right now, and that's something that she'll probably be on for the rest of her life because her thyroid is it doesn't produce enough. So she has to that can be energy loss, and iron is another one. When your iron gets low, you just feel like zombie, and I'm going to get there eventually. So you can lose energy. Your sleeping pattern, going to bed at an early time. Don't wait till 2, 3 in the morning. I know Kyle said he used to. Now that he's
Yeah, I mean,
working.
I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of it
Hmm.
because you just, well, that's kind of a side topic, but when you got nothing to do, you think I can just stay up late. It's like, no, you need to get your body into a rhythm
But see, you
because
what, 20, 26, 26, right?
27, 27.
I remember when I was 27. Man. See, when you got a 20 behind your age, you can break off a limb and it grow back. See, that's how it works.
Not late. I don't know. I must be I mean, early 20s, like 20, 21, 22, 23.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. Now at 27, I'm like, maybe I should, like, I could still, especially like if I'm watching a movie, if I start a
Hmm.
movie like at 11 or something, then it's like, oh, it's 1, I should go to bed. But more
Well,
so now, I'm like, I need to go to bed. It's like midnight.
well, the thing about it is, and a lot of people don't realize, Cindy says this: Arthur is always with me. He's like a friend you can't get rid of. Arthritis, bursitis, appendicitis, all them itises. Lord have mercy. Arthur, I'm 39, about to turn 40. Okay, and let me tell you, when it gets cold, oh, I hate it. Because it's in places I ain't know I had. I don't know if you can get Arthur in your butt cheek or not. I ain't trying to get cowed. I'm sorry. I ain't mean it. I wasn't even drinking, boy. I'm sorry. I made
If you
Christmas.
can get it in your butt cheek, I don't know, then.
I've been sitting on the toilet so long. I hate how people think you're too young for arthritis. You can have arthritis at any age. You are surely right, Sean. Let me tell you. So there's a couple things that I kind of want to re-mention for those of you that are getting into the show. Pain threshold. Okay, don't think you got to get your pain to a 9 before you got to go to the ER. That is one of the worst things that you can do because when you're in pain too much, you can't think. Okay, and then you almost have to take something to get the pain down. Two, make sure, as Kyle said, my 1 can be someone else's 6. My 5 can be someone else's 7. You got to pay attention to signs, okay? Pain is your body's way of saying, hey, something is wrong. If you feel that you're not feeling well and things aren't going right, it doesn't hurt you to go get checked out. Just because you go to the ER or the doctor doesn't mean you have to have surgery or it's the end of the world as we know it. I'm not going into that. Go ahead, Cal.
You're speaking my language because that was me before going to the doctor for physical
Mhm,
therapy. I was up to like a 9 because there were some days like I would just collapse because my knee couldn't support it and
mhm.
it hurt. And I
And
was finally like, okay, this is not just CP pain anymore because
right,
that's what I would chalk
right.
it up to. Like
And you got
I've got CP. Pain is part of my life.
you
I have to live with it.
underdiagnosing that joke.
Right.
Underdiagnosed. I
So
got CP pain, man. This happens every day. No, don't underdiagnose it. You ain't Doogie Howser, MD. Would you stop?
right.
Please. Now,
So
and one of the worst things you can do is I'll go tomorrow. When it sets in, and then the longer you wait with an injury, especially with a fall, a hairline fracture or a sprain can sometimes take longer than an actual break when you fall and hurt yourself. There are some hard-headed motherfuckers, people out there that are, I'm not gonna go to the, I ain't got no money. Listen, let me tell y'all something about hospitals. Hospitals write shit off every year. There are people that go to the hospital, won't go to the doctor because they don't have insurance. If you are sick and need to go to the doctor and say, look, I can't pay for it. Might as well write it off. I'm sick. I need to figure out what's going on. I'm not saying do it all the time because they'll clothesline your ass for that. I'm just saying you need to get yourself checked out. I go
And
to
a
the
lot of hospitals have programs too that they
very
don't
well
want to
said.
tell you about, but they're there. So
Preach.
don't be afraid to do some digging.
And we've talked about this on several shows. Stuff ain't gonna be handed to you. You got to work for it, so you got to dig a little bit. This is okay. All right, let's see what Sean got to say here. He got a big comment. All right, Sean, let me get it out here. This is going into a different topic, but it still relates. There is a misconception that CP is progressive. In fact, it is not. The secondary conditions associated with it that can fluctuate throughout an individual's life. Very
Yeah,
well said.
that is very true. And that's what more people with CP need to realize, that because that's what they say is, well, it doesn't get worse. No, the initial damage to your brain is done. That's what it is. But
The effect.
age, yeah,
Mhm.
age does wonders and sometimes the wrong way for people with CP. If you
So
let mm,
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
if you let yourself get sedentary, and if you give up on yourself, even if I gave up on myself right now, by 40, who knows what, like, thankfully I found my motivation to be as physically fit as possible now, because if I gave up and if I stayed on the road I was heading on, by even 35, I don't even know how
Did my
mobile I would be.
did my
Like,
brother just say sedentary? Using the big words up in this joker.
yeah.
I, and that's a good word because, but I want to point something out that Sean said. The effects of CP: tightness, muscle tightness, not stretching. Um, you're talking about arthritis. You're talking about um, bursitis. You're talking about, the more that you don't use a muscle, the more it's going to atrophy and the worse it's going to get. If you do not use your legs and arms and stretch and use what you got with CP, and a lot of people are stronger on one side than they are on the other side with CP, and they abandon that other side.
You
Look,
can't, because that's how my back got screwed up.
use your other side. Right hand, left hand, right hand. I'm trying to tell you, you got to work it. And therapy, I cannot tell you this enough because I've done it myself and fucked myself up. Look, I'm telling you, I stopped therapy when I was 18 because I got tired of that shit. Thank God I got into martial arts because my overweight ass would have been sitting somewhere eating a bag of Cheetos going, I hate my life, and not doing anything about it because I let myself sit in one position too long. Like Kyle was talking about, you get sedentary and you get in there and not do nothing for yourself. Therapy is important. Stretching is important. Mental accomplicity is important. That's a big word for you. You got to use it, okay, before you lose it. Your brain is a 9.5 pound gland that absorbs information and feeds it to the rest of your body. So understand, if you don't use it, it's going to get worse. Okay. So if you don't do anything for yourself and you don't stretch and you don't say, okay, I've got to get in a routine. And a routine with a stretch is a good thing. And when you stretch, you want to hurt a little bit. A little bit of hurt ain't going to hurt you. No pain, no gain. That's what they're talking about right there. A
Mhm.
big hurt to where you pull your groin. No, you don't want to pull your groin. I have pulled my groin more times than I wish to tell you about,
Mhm.
and all from doing a side kick or a round kick. And I said, Lord, I'm going to just, no, you ain't. You pull a groin, your groin says, hey, just want to let you know I'm down here. And the next time you do that, I'm going to rip off your leg and you're going to pay for it. I'm going to go, okay. So now that's the other thing. And I get Kyle to comment on this too. It's good to stretch. It's good to lift weights. It's good to train yourself. But you also got to let your body rest.
Right.
You don't
And
train. Don't
I
train.
had to learn that. I
Mm-hmm.
had to learn that even after therapy. Trying to do this bike in the Grand Canyon, there was a
Mm-hmm.
time where I was like, I'm doing it every day. And I was like, and eventually that was like, in the beginning, that was fine. And eventually my
Mm-hmm.
body said, what are you doing? And it
Mm-hmm.
was like, pump the brakes, because it was like, oh, I'm overdoing it. And even with stretching, if it should hurt a little bit because that means it's pulling on your tight muscles.
Yeah.
But if you are overstretching, I wouldn't stretch for more than 30 seconds. If you are overstretching, you're going to tweak something and you will feel it. You might not feel it right away.
Mm-hmm. Now
But
that's
the next day, when it's even harder to move and you have that
mm,
extra twinge of like, ooh, my calf hurts, or oh, my hamstring like is bothering me now, you'll know. So a lot of living with CP for me is about accountability, of knowing when to ask for help. When I finally was like, okay, Kyle, go to the doctor, let's get some physical therapy, at least see what's going on. And that's when they told me, oh, your hips are weak. I had no
mm-hmm.
idea my hips were weak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how my back, and they're like, yeah. And, oh, your back's a little crooked because of using that one crutch for so many years on the left side, because I like my right hand to be free.
Right.
So they were like, you need to go back to using two because your back, like, thankfully we're doing something about it now, because if we would have just left it as it is, you'd be like hunching to one side.
And
So
imagine, so kind of just like you were talking about. Imagine if you would have put it off and just put it up, and said, "No, this is CP. It's part of it. Da da da. Ain't nothing I can do." And you didn't go to therapy, and you didn't get what you needed. One of the things that I do, my health system that I have, GenCare, they see us every 6 weeks. And the reason they see us every 6 weeks is because they want to make sure that nothing happens, and when they do, they catch it early.
right,
I want to talk about something, and just saying, I saw you there, Carl. I'm not Carl. Stop
Carl.
calling me
I'm
Carl.
Carl, guys. I'm Kyle/Carl
Yeah,
interchangeable. I don't know.
um, vitamin D. There's a big difference in vitamin D3 and vitamin D. I just finished my second round of vitamin D at 50,000 units for 12 weeks. Okay. That is the equivalent of getting a week of Florida sunshine. My vitamin D was 11. Okay. That's too low. I don't get outside a lot. That's too low. Vitamin D should be like about 25, 30, 40, somewhere up in that range. You 11. No, I had to pump it up. Now, there a multivitamin, if you take it with food and you take it in the morning about 30 minutes before you eat breakfast, a multivitamin will help us with disabilities like CP, spina bifida. All multivitamins are great. Natural supplements. I ain't talking about these chemically induced bullshit, all that crap they got. No, I'm talking about natural stuff. I'm talking about riboflavin. I'm talking about iron. I'm talking about ginseng. I'm talking about D3. I'm talking about CoQ10. CoQ10 is the best vitamin that I have found on the market for CP. That I love it. CoQ10 is mainly for heart health, but CoQ10 also helps improve circulation of the blood and movement. CoQ10 can be found in a gummy. CoQ10 can be found in a pill, because a lot of people with cerebral palsy have trouble swallowing pills. They don't like taking them. It's a gag reflex. Right on out there they go. And if you get a gummy, nom, 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 chew it up. I'm not trying to be 2 years old, guys. I'm just saying to make it a little easier. Your multivitamins are so important to kickstart the nutrition that we don't get. Okay, vegetables, carrots, cucumber, spinach. Um, there's an item on the market that I use, and I make myself what I call a power shake, and it's called the NutriBullet. And what it does is it extracts all the flavor and all that, and puts it into a shake, and you just put your stuff in there, your beets, and beets are great for energy and also giving you purple fingers. But I'm gonna just say, but it's you there are recipe books all out. Flaxseed, another great superfood to help your body. Eating properly, Eating properly is so important. Eating one meal. How many people used to eat one meal a day or eat when they're hungry? That is not a way to get yourself. You can get yourself so sick by doing that. If you, the more you eat, depending on what you want to do and how you want to build muscle, eating smaller portions but more frequently will help you build better than eating one meal a day, because your body thinks it's starving and it goes into what they call rapid starvation because it stores its food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you eat after 7 o'clock, your body will shut down and start storing food. I have learned so much from personal trainers. My brother is a personal trainer, and he has helped me so much in my health and getting better. I was wearing a size 50 pants. I'm not wearing a size 50 pants anymore. I'm almost back into a 44.
Awesome.
I'm still too big. I want to get down. I want to get better. But the thing about it is, talking about chronic pain, all those things that I listed, there is a website, the top 10 superfoods in dealing with chronic pain. And if you look at that website, some of the foods that I just listed, the foods that they tell you that are healthy for you, tomatoes, citric acid, be careful. Acid will mess your body up. Sean Ray, helpful tip, if some of you don't know, if any of you have an issue taking things orally, they now have multivitamin and gummy forms right along with the important things that are very helpful for you. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Great point there, Sean. Hello, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Kim.
So let's get back into how often should you go to the doctor. A lot of people say twice a year, and twice a year may be okay. I mean, I really, if I had my say, it would be every 4 months. Because if you go every 4 months, you have a chance to check things. You have a chance to get your blood taken. I know people hate it. I know. But they can detect so many things in the blood now before it gets too bad. Guys, there are cancers out there. You got to get tested. You got to get looked at. This stuff is no joke. You got to take care of it. CP is bad enough by itself. You don't want something else on top of it.
Right. Well, I'm on a twice a year schedule. I'm just went and saw my doctor about my blood pressure. She wants to see me in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 6 months before that. But even so, we talked about my blood pressure. Things are where they should be. Like, I'm still on my medicine, but you know, things have leveled out and we're okay. But I told her, like, and you know, I'm still doing all my physical therapy stuff at home. Things seem to still be in a good place. And she was like, "How are your braces? Are they still fitting properly? How do you feel in them?" And I said, "Good, you know, we're still good." And she's like, "Well, how long have you had them?" I said, "We're coming up on a year." She's like, "Well, did they tell you needed to come back at all?" And I said, "Well, he told me, like, if I don't get new braces within 5 years, like 5 years is a good benchmark." And she's like, "Well, maybe next year we'll revisit and go. You can go back and have them look at them again, because I don't want." And this is what she said. She said, "I don't want you to get to the place you were before you came and saw me. So
Sure.
I want to stay up on how you're feeling, what's working, what isn't working." I was like, "Oh, you know, it made me feel good, because I'm not letting myself get back to where I was, because it was not a good place to be."
And you know, it's good because you've made that decision. Now, something that I like that you pointed out, when your doctor knows you and you find a good doctor that you're comfortable with, she will ask, or he will ask, the right questions. Dr. Perry is my doctor. I have her personal phone number. I have her work phone number. She is fantastic. I could call her and say, "Dr. Perry, I have an itch on my pinky and I don't know why," and she'll be da 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 da. And it's she cares about her patients. When you have a doctor that with Kyle being 27 years old, when I hear high blood pressure, that's scary. Your blood pressure should be fine at 27. But
Well,
there are things that can contribute to that on the outside level, because one of the things that contribute to high blood pressure that a lot of people don't know is stress. Stress is one of the main contributors to high blood pressure. And when stress happens, pain happens. Now I'm going to say something.
mhm.
At the age of 30, I was on Carvedal for high blood pressure. But mine was because we figured out that I have what is called white coat syndrome. When I go to the doctor and somebody else goes to take my blood pressure, usually
That's me.
it's
That's me even now,
mm-hmm,
because she took it and it was 164 over 78. And I track it at home. And right now, like I just took it not too long ago. It was 129 over 61. But at the doctor's, it was 164 over 78.
but see, you're sitting right now calm at 129. That's a skosh too high. That's why
Well, she told me she wants it under 135.
right. Mm-hmm.
I was
So
like, okay,
yep.
we're under 135.
Yeah, which is right
Um,
where you want to be. And again, she'll tell you that. But again, there can be sometimes there are unknowing issues. Sometimes you deal with something that you don't know that you're dealing with, and it causes and what they call an underlying come on CP underlying issue. And when you deal unconsciously, your body is fighting itself.
mhm.
So I've learned when I go to the doctor, I sit in the room, I take 4 deep breaths. The doctor takes my blood pressure, boom, done. Nurse takes my blood pressure, done. Oh, your blood pressure is 120 over 122 over That's where you want to be. Salt is a main cause of blood pressure.
That's what they told me to watch too.
Salt can mess you up. Red meat can mess you up in your blood. Grease. You need grease. Now, I know you're thinking, we were talking about pain. Why are we talking about food I shouldn't eat? If you don't take care of yourself and the blood pressure gets too bad, you won't wake up. Okay, so you won't be in pain because you'll be dead.
Well, and that's what she said, because I've taken blood now twice during this whole process. And she's like, on paper, Kyle, you are healthy. Like, you don't have high cholesterol. Like, all your levels are fine. The only problem is you have high blood pressure. I'm like, I don't know. And that's what she's like, watch your salt. And I do think part of mine is stress related, because I'm very much a worrier, whether it be for myself or my friends or people I care about. I'm very much reactive to, like, you tell me you're in a cast, I'll be like, oh God, what happened? Like,
and that right there, there's a condition. It's called blood pressure spiking, to where you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden you'll get real hot real fast, or you'll think about something and your face will get real red. That's a blood pressure spike. When you get nervous and you're sitting in the car driving and you're holding on to the wheel and your hands start sweating, that's a blood pressure spike. Those same endorphins that we talk about that kick in to help your body deal with pain, your body compensates. Your body compensates to deal with high blood pressure. There was a guy that went into the doctor. He was 60 some years old. His sugar was 683.
whew,
683. The doctor said, how are you not in a diabetic coma? Because he had high sugar all his life. Instant diabetes can lead to gout. There are so many things. If you don't catch the early warning signs, and this is not to scare you guys, okay? I'm not trying to scare you guys into submission and to going, oh my God, I want to be checked for everything. I'm going to die tomorrow. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. What I want to do is I want you guys to realize that I want you to be around for another 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. But the way to do that is to listen to yourselves and to look at what's going on and to be honest with your doctor. Great topic, guys. Thanks. Yeah, white coat syndrome happens to me too. It happens to a lot of people. Um, I believe it's also called the medical trauma PTSD, or however you say it. Yeah, it could be that. But really, if you feel like something is wrong or you notice changes in your bowel habits, if you notice changes in your appetite, if you notice changes in your stress level, if you notice changes in suicidal thoughts, talk to somebody. You got to let somebody know what is going on in your life. And if you don't, the only person that you're harming is yourself. Kyle, you look like something's on your mind, bro.
Well, just when, like, because they asked me, like, I started my new job, and it's a little bit stressful, and they're like, "Do you need to talk about stress?" And I'm like, "I think it's just, I'm trying to learn everything."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Well, if you feel like it's more, you come back." And I'm like, "Because stress kills."
It does. And it's a silent killer. Stress is a silent killer a lot of times because it starts out as little. Okay. You ever heard that phrase, don't make a molehill or don't make a mountain out of a molehill?
Mm-hmm.
Don't turn a mountain into a molehill either. Because a lot of people will say, oh, it's not a big deal. And they'll push it down and store it inside. And a lot of times that's common. I can deal with this. I don't need any help. I'm fine. Let me tell you, I hate the words I'm fine. Because when you say I'm fine, 9 times out of 10, you're not.
You're saying I'm fine so people will leave you alone.
Exactly.
You want them to take that at face value. See, I have a friend, I won't mention their name, but I have a friend that if I say, "Are you okay?" and I get something other than yes, whether that be "I'm fine" or "I'm all right," if I get anything other than yes, I know they're not all right. Because I just know their pattern at this point for being friends for so long. But they want me to be like, "Oh, they said they're all right."
Mm-hmm.
I should believe that. That's not always true. You got to know the person. If you don't know somebody, sometimes you have to just take things at face value. But the more you know and the more you learn about how a person acts and responds to things, you just learn that, like, saying "I'm fine" doesn't mean nothing.
I talked about being honest with your doctor. Before we talk to anybody else, we have to be honest with ourselves. Okay? My mom, I love my mom to death, and I'm glad my mother is okay, but my mom is one of the most stubborn people for going to the doctor because she's an LPN. She thinks she knows every damn thing and knows how to do. Love you, Mom, I do. But go to the damn doctor. I'm just saying. So here we go, okay? Just because you have a medical degree and just because you have treated everybody under the sun, I don't care if you're a doctor, I don't care if you're NP, LSD, STD, BDADC, I don't care what you are. You better get evaluated because the people that live the longest? Hypochondriacs, because they always think something wrong with them and they run to their doctor. But you know what? I don't want to be like that, but in the same sense, if I feel like something is not right, I'm going to tell my counselor, I'm going to tell my doctor. And I don't want to talk about this. Sean said something. Mental health is very important. Extremely important. Mentally, that's my number one concern. Let me just share something. In talking about pain and when is pain too much? When you're not right up here, and what do I mean by that? When something has got a hold of you to where you can't function. In other words, that's all you think about. That's all you talk about. That's what you go through. That's what you deal with. You talk about it when you get home. You talk about it with your best friend. You talk about it with your dog, and your dog walks away. He's like, oh, oh, like, good Lord, man. I said, go talk to somebody. I promise you, having a counselor on speed dial or having a counselor to talk to is so important in life, especially right now in dealing with COVID and all this variant shit, staying home, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask. I want my freedom back. Da, 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 da. All this stuff adds up to right here. And when you are affected mentally, you don't perform as well as you should physically. Okay,
It's connected.
A great comment here. You don't want to burden people around you sometimes, but that's not always beneficial to you. There you go, Sean.
It's not. I learned because you suffer in silence.
But know that you do not suffer needlessly, and know that you do not suffer alone. Because there are millions and millions and millions and millions of people in this world. And if they realize, you know what, if so and so is dealing with this, maybe I'm dealing with it too. Because there are different types of depression. Okay. When I say depression, I'm not talking about laying on the couch, not able to get up. Okay. Because some people are depressed and they don't even know it because they don't realize what depression actually is. Okay. There's a book that Tori Menninger wrote called Daring to Fight. One of the best books on depression I ever read. She's actually going to be on the show here on October 6th. Not this week, but next week. So I've had her on my show once already, and I said, I got to bring her back. Her battle with depression, she created an outline to help understand where, when, why, and what it's about. So really to dig into it, medical personnel are some of the worst patients. And I agree with that because they think they know every damn thing and nothing can happen to them because they're doctors and they can treat it. When people talk about mental health, there's a negative stigma about being intellectually challenged as well as if you are disabled. Let me explain something. I want to say this, and I want to say this well. I don't believe in saying mentally challenged because everybody has mental challenges that they deal with. Let me put that stigma out there right now. I don't care who you are. I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're 50. I don't care if you're 5. I don't care if you're 10. I don't care if you're 111. And if you are 111, woo for you. Because you done lived a long damn time and you know more than me. But I'm going to tell you this. There are some points where you need to talk to somebody. There's a point where I'll call Kyle. There's a point where Kyle will call me. Sometimes I'll call him twice in one night. Sometimes he'll go, oh boy. And sometimes he'll go, oh, okay, what's wrong? But being able to talk to somebody of a licensed professional, someone that is unbiased. You don't want to get a counselor because you want them to side with you. A counselor is not there to side with you and take your side. A counselor is there to help you solve the issue. Y'all with me? I'm getting a feedback there. I don't know if it's a fan or...
Could be the air.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all right.
But you're right, though, that because I am not a licensed therapist, but there are sometimes with certain friends, this is not you, DJ. There's some certain friends that I have that I feel like I'm supposed to be their counselor. And it's like, I don't. And I'll try to give as many solutions as possible. And they don't want them. It's like, well, then I don't know what to do for you.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's why I don't think I could ever be a counselor. I don't mind. I love helping people out, but there's sometimes I just got to shut it down because it affects you when you
It
listen to it.
does.
Not that it's normal shit, but when you listen to shit all day long, it's like click, time to turn off the switch. So I just I'm 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 going through. Cindy says she was wondering what that noise was. Um, it just is the type of thing where sometimes you need to get somebody on the outside looking in. Ooh, that just made it. Ooh,
I just moved my ears.
yeah, it made it worse there. I don't know what's going
I
on.
don't know. Well, these are about to die anyway. They've been telling me low battery the entire
Oh, okay.
episode.
You wanna kick off of them there and see if it.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's probably the air.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, but it made a little better actually. There we go. Oh, it's gone now. Um. So yeah, it's really having somebody to talk with and having somebody to explain it. Again, a counselor is not there to take your side, but they're also not there to knock you down. Okay, and all of this is dealing with. There are different types of pain. There's mental, there's physical, there's spiritual, there's emotional. There's pain that we don't know about. Sometimes we're dealing with something and we don't even know it.
Yeah. My thing with counseling is you have to be open to hearing different perspectives,
Mm,
because that's what a counselor is there to do for you. Like DJ said, it's not to be there to tell you to be a yes man. They're not there to be yes men. So you have to be open to new perspectives.
I'm a huge helper, and I have a hard time drawing boundaries for myself because I only want the best for the people around me. Sean, let me say this, and I've said this to several other people, and one of them will probably comment when I say it. If you live your life trying to help others all the time, you will end up eventually destroying yourself.
I was. I'll be honest. I was. I think looking in the moment, I don't think I noticed it, but like looking back on a lot of stuff, even at 27, I'm like, oh, I put myself through too much mental
Mm-hmm.
anguish because I am someone that feels. If you're hurting, I'm hurting. So I took on a lot too much. I took on way too much for way too long.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, when that happens, you will set up boundaries because you will reach the end of your rope, and there isn't.
Everybody, everybody eventually will snap.
I mean,
But
your rope can be 20 miles long, but
Mhm.
eventually you will reach it. And
And you got to be, talking about other people before I read Kimberly's comment here. Um, you got to be careful with other people because when you snap, it don't matter who you got around you. You can take them out, and you can hurt a lot of people when you snap as well. Many times I stay quiet, but it's hard to stay that way when certain people know me by my face. But I'm going to say this, Kim. In that situation, it's good. I'd rather hide my emotions from people than people asking what's wrong. And in a way, you're hurting yourself more by doing that because it's not about hiding the emotion. It's about getting it out in the open and dealing with it.
because
Not necessarily that people have to ask you what's wrong, and I can see exactly where you're coming from with that because that would irritate the hell out of me too. But the problem is, if you don't deal with the emotion and find out what's really bothering you and get the shit out on the table, then you're gonna spend the rest of your life regretting, or you're gonna quiet down, and eventually you'll shut down, and everybody's gonna ask you more because they're gonna see it because you haven't dealt with the problem in the first place.
and by not actually talking about it, it's actually just festering inside of you, getting worse
Mm-hmm.
because you're not releasing it. and figuring out a problem. You're like, I'll figure it out myself. And then you just start to overthink. And then it just starts to really make you angry. And then you eventually snap, and it might not even be on the right person. You shouldn't really snap at anybody, but you could snap at the wrong person. And let me tell you, words hurt. Doesn't matter if you're sorry. Sometimes you can say something that I can't forgive. Like, I can forgive you for that, but I'm not going to forget that you said that to me. So you have to be careful by letting things bottle up and lashing out at people, because not everyone's going to come back after you lash out so many times.
Cindy said this: you can only help for so long, even though you want to keep helping people. You just have to take a break every so often. Because and this is part of pain, this is part of health, this is part of dealing with it. We are human, and eventually we all wear down. And that's the part that a lot of people think they're the Energizer Bunny, and they keep going and going and going and going and going and going until their battery runs out. And then everybody says, "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" And you're like, fuck it. I need some time to myself. And it's okay to take that time to yourself, because everybody needs a break. Everybody needs space. Everybody needs time. Everybody needs. But to be honest enough to say, listen, you're driving me up the wall. Let me call you later. Don't call me no more. I get it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out when you need something, but if you let it bottle up, you will do more harm than help. That I can promise you. Kyle, did you have any closing? We're approaching the hour here. Did you have any closing?
Yeah, like you said, yeah, with lashing out, you just have to be gentle with yourself in realizing, yes, I actually need a break. It's okay to admit to yourself that you need to slow down, because I mean, isn't, at least for me, my perspective has changed so much in the last 10 years. I'm just trying to be happy. I'm just trying to be the best me. And the helping people has taken the longest, and the setting of boundaries. But if it's something that you want, you just have to focus on you sometimes, because you are who you're with every day. So you need to be happy with yourself. I'm not saying it's going to be, sunshine and rainbows every day, but you got to focus on you.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but being in cerebral palsy support groups after being in an abusive romantic relationship has really helped me, because I'm slowly healing myself. I've come a long way since that abusive relationship. And Sean, I'm glad that you have. And a lot of people, they find the help through the groups that they need, and the friends and the people that they need. But
Support is everything.
Let me say this, and I want to go back to something Brother BP said, Kyle said on here just a couple of moments ago. You can spend your entire life doing things for other people because you feel like you have to. Whether it's your parents, whether it's an aunt or uncle, whether it's somebody that you live with that has taken care of you and helped you, that is not a guilt trap. Understand, pain is pain, okay? And pain is going to happen at some point in some time in your life. And it's all in how you deal with it and what you deal with at the time to take care of it. So let me say this. You can spend your entire life living your life for other people. You can spend your entire life doing things for other people. But eventually, all of those people will be gone. And there will be a point where you will be by yourself. And if you think the pain is bad now, when you don't know what to do when you're by yourself, when you don't know how to live when you're by yourself, because you've been being so busy doing stuff for others, you have to figure out your you. And I
Mm-hmm.
did a topic on that about 2 years ago. I did that show, figuring out your you. A mother and father, or a parent, or a grandparent, or an adoptive parent can sit there and give you all they can give you, or they can treat you like shit and say do. But once you get to a certain age, and once you realize I got to start figuring out shit for me, you got to start doing stuff on your own because ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. I will say this: the couple comments here I want to read. I bet you never knew you had so many names, Kyle.
You know what? I just roll with the punches. You
Call
know.
me what you want. Don't call me late for dinner. All right. Sure. I call Kyle the VP because of the group. Y'all gotta understand that. But Sean, sometimes you have to discover how to re-fall in love with yourself. That's true, but let me say this: you can fall in love just like you can fall out of it. So be careful. Be careful.
And I
But
will say it's possible to help others and help yourself.
yes, well said. Well said, brother. Now, can you elaborate on that? Because
Well, I mean, you just have to. I mean, you can put as much energy as you want into helping others,
Mhm.
but in turn, you have to put as much of that same level of amount of time into yourself because I mean, or otherwise you're going to be out of balance and something's not going to be right. Whether whether people see you as this, you don't care about me, or people
Mhm.
take advantage of you because they know they can because you're too much worried about them and not you.
Think about this.
So,
Think about this, my lovelies. Let's think about this. You're on a plane, and there's low oxygen in the plane, and the oxygen mask falls down at your face, and you're trying to get the oxygen mask on somebody else to save them. Listen to me. If you don't put the oxygen mask on you, you're going to die. It is not self-centered to take care of yourself in a situation first. Because when you have oxygen in your brain, then you can go back and help others. But if you are not settled and you are not taken care of first, and certain people up here, everybody up here, let me just say that, needs to put themselves first at some time. From
mhm.
Christina to Kyle to Kim to Sean to Cindy to everybody else, you've got to put yourself first at some point. You know why? Because you deserve it. You deserve it.
Well, why we can all succeed? Like when you with that analogy with the plane and the oxygen mask. Well, either one can live or both can live, and we want both to live. So we can all succeed. I help me, then I help others, and then they help others. It spreads that way.
Yeah, see. All right, so we hope y'all have enjoyed the show today. We love y'all. Hopefully, we'll have Miss Christina back next week. Y'all keep it in your prayers. Please submit bubble wrap to Streeter, Illinois. I'm just letting you know. So we're gonna get that going because that's about to happen because she can't fall no damn more, or hit her head. So I just want to say thank y'all for being a part of this show. We love you so much. Uh, Kim says this: I'm the type of person I give the shirt off my back to help others, but the second you treat me bad, I'm done with you and I'll drop you like nothing. Right. But in the point of getting the shirt off your back and then you're cold, what are you going to do?
When
You
you can
gotta,
both be warm.
yep. You gotta take care of yourself first. And yes, you can help others, but you got to take care of yourself first. That's all we're saying. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We were so glad to do this. Thank you, Kyle,
Thank
Carl,
you.
VP, Big Man, for being part of this show.
Whatever you want to call me. The other day I got called that kid Kyle. And I was like,
That kid, Kyle. Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. So thank y'all so much for being a part of this, and I love you all very much. Thank you for being part of the show. If you guys have suggested Yeah, I'll take that. Um, I just
Aw,
I just want
love on
to,
this show.
yeah, love on the show. Get a blanket, cuddles. But I just, it's the kind of thing. Please submit your topics to Talking Topics with the Three Amigos. We're very responsive in answering the request. If you guys want to be a guest, ask me about it because we do it every Monday. And we're not a time stickler because we're not actually on the radio with this show. We just do it on YouTube and Facebook Live. It is in the Talking Topics with the Three Amigos playlist. So we will see you next Monday at 5:30 Eastern Time. Hopefully not 5:40, but 5:30. If you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. This is D to the J with a roll away. And Kyle.
I was gonna say, and Carl.
And Carl and all the other ones. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We love you.
Thank
Be
you,
safe.
everybody. See you
Be
next
happy.
week.
We'll see you next week.